Hey Alana, what's going on today?
We're gonna go see your movies.
What movies?
We're gonna go see Dog Boys.
I will end your bloodline.
And The Comedian.
You know, it's funny because that was actually my first time doing stand-up comedy. No, I'm not kidding. That's my first time. Yeah.
And the theatrical release of Lavender Town, the music video.
The music video, the musical. It's gonna be sick. This is my vlog of it. I don't know what to say.
Look at me, okay? You're not doing anything. You're gonna be at Parkway Theater in McKee Bronx at 7 o'clock today, okay? That's where you're gonna be for $8. You're gonna get a drink and you're gonna watch Wade and Sam's movies.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do today. Unfortunately, I probably won't be releasing this video until after, so.
It's okay, because that's what you're doing today.
That's what you're doing today.
What time?
The one on the left is Alana's, the one on the right is mine. It's kind of like a heart. That was totally unintentional. What do you have to say about that, Alana?
So yeah, that was, she's like, her and Vince, the two holding up the cameras right now, are like partners in crime. So yeah,
That's awesome.
but yeah, so yeah,
And you are quite a talented musician.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Like, so when I first was looking through stuff, I was like, oh, who sang that song? And I was like, wait, no, Wade is singing. This is Wade's music.
And I scored like all the other stuff too. So like all the music and sound design that's in like The Comedian and in Dog Boys, I did that as well.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of that actually, it's funny. So that Dog Boys commercial, that song in the beginning, just to flex in the middle of class, I was like, oh, I can make the theme song for it right now, and did it like in the middle of the class with the MacBook. I just used the built-in mic and just like popped it out right there, and I was like, here's the song. And the version that you hear, like that we played in the theater, was the one that I mixed with the MacBook speakers, like right there on the spot. Like, I think Chris, is Chris here? I think you were like there whenever I did that. I was just like,
It was cool.
I just like here's how the song should go, and then I just did it, and it was like, but yeah, I've been playing with I've been playing with like recording software since like seriously since 2011, and I actually had a setup before that where I just sit and make songs like in the most like, I would literally record the vocals through my phone and then play them back through the pickups of my guitar, and then line them up in the program to like line up with the song, and I would like make music that way, and like make my bass drums like by like hitting the pickups and stuff, and like do percussion and stuff and use pedals to like make all these sounds. And then once I got a MacBook, it was game over. I just became obsessed with recording, and I have a lot of music that I'm going to be releasing in the next year or so. So yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'd like to hear more.
I'll definitely keep you in the loop with everything. I'm working on releasing a project right now, so yeah, that's a part of. And then I have 2 more albums that I got to release as well. I like in the last year and a half, I recorded 3 albums, and I wrote a 4th one that I'm working on right now. So I have a lot of music that and there's other songs in there too. These are like I'm currently making more music, and I'm like, Wade, stop. Like, I need to put out the other stuff that you have right now. Like, I've literally took like 9 months off of writing music, and I got back to it, and like in 2 weeks I already have accumulated almost like 10 songs. Like, I'm just like can't stop making music. So
For whatever reason, like the last 4 film festivals, we've had musicians who are also filmmakers show work.
yeah, DNAP was
Yeah?
yeah, he's awesome. Yeah.
How do you feel filmmaking and music making are both similar and different?
I think I think what's interesting about filmmaking is that like you can kind of see it. Like you actually can see it, it's physically in front of your face. But if you sit and study it, you're watching, oh, they taped them doing this, and then they did tape this, and you see how the cuts all come together. Oh, they faded in the music here. Like, without really knowing anything about film, you can kind of piece together how filmmaking works. And like, I think what makes filmmaking unique amongst other art forms is that it incorporates every art form. You can have painting, it's literally, you write a screenplay, you write you can write a novel and turn it into a film, you know? It has photography in it, it has acting in it, it has everything. So I think music is a piece of it, and like if you watch even the scenes that don't have music in it, I'm very musical and lyrical about how I edit.
Yes, you're
Everything flows very naturally. Oh, this happens, this happens. And I think that's where the music influences, like my editing is really influenced by music. Just the rhythm of it is like, it's so important to me. Like the cutting on the exact moment, to me, I can feel whenever like the cut's like just a second off, it drives me nuts. I'm like, And I'm probably more sensitive to that than other people, but I think you subconsciously feel that. You know what I mean? Like if you're not looking for it, and when something feels wrong, you might not be able to articulate why, but if you look, a lot of times it's stuff like that, like timing is everything with filming. So I think timing and then also just literally filmmaking and having music in it are both really, how I would say that comes and is incorporated. Also, recording music, similar, editing is a lot similar. Like having all the different timelines and layering things, it's like a similar, it aligns in a weird way. Like it's like the interface is almost similar, so it's another thing, So.
Makes a lot of sense. I'm sure there's a lot of questions from the audience. So,
Great. Who the hell do you think you are?
So like, and the comedian, what that was like signifying, what that character is for me, it was so often in my life I would like put things off and hide them from people and say, oh, I'm doing this, and I wasn't. So the comedian was like that constantly hiding things. And then at the end, you see like he's not even talking to his mother. He's putting off like that far. He puts up his phone, and if you know an iPhone, he doesn't even call her. He's just making that up too. And like I just got to a certain point in my life where I felt like how much of what I was telling people what I was doing was real and was fake. And so like more recently, I've really, with Alane's help and with Vince's help, I felt a deep sense of confidence to start putting my music out. So that's kind of who I am. I'm a scaredy cat. Like,
I didn't think you could actually answer that. That's a real question, because I'm like, oh, the guy out. Lavender Town, from the name alone I was in, because the reference that it's from.
It's Pokemon for everybody else who doesn't know. The whole thing is a Pokemon, like, I can't think how many people reached out to me with like just to watch it just because I had the name. Because it's like when you were a kid and you entered Lavender Town, the music was in the beginning of that, like in the very beginning. It's supposed to be like from my phone, I'm like playing Pokemon. That music, I remember as a kid, was like so haunting because you like went through this cave that was completely in the dark, and then you got on the other side and you're like, okay, like the world, and then you get into town and this music is happening. And then Lavender Town is the town where all the trainers bury their dead Pokemon. And so you go to this tower, and it's the only time you encounter ghost Pokemon in the whole game. And so I wanted to make I have this idea for this bigger short film, or it might end up being a feature, I don't know, about Lavender Town. And my character, you don't know why, but he's in Lavender Town. And it's because he got shot in the heart with an arrow, but you don't know what the impetus of that was. You don't know why that happened. I have that whole story, like, kind of written out. It's for the second album. So I have like a lot of stuff.
Wait, so as a kid, I was just too old enough that Pokemon, I missed it like completely. So you can die like the ones you're playing with on your Game Boy, or
so in canon they faint, and then you go to the Pokemon Center and revive them. So that's the only game that like death of Pokemon is referenced. The very first game it references that, and then it's kind of ambiguous after that point. Like it becomes a lot more kiddish. But the original ones, it was like a Japanese game, kind of like haphazardly adapted to an American audience. They were kind of like, I don't know if people realize this. It's valued. I'm pretty sure Nintendo right now and like Pokemon is valued higher than Disney. Like it's that big. You know what I mean? So like as a kid, it was mind blowing. It was like, it really opened my eyes like to just storytelling and like experiencing something with really minimal means. Like you're looking at pixels, but the range of emotions I experienced playing Pokemon as a child was like mind blowing. So I wanted to kind of do a little ode to it.
I really like that.
So huge influence. Pokemon is like the experience of Pokemon, life changing for me. But you had an actual question. I'm sorry. You should have never given me a soapbox to stand on because this is like.
This is the way I come to see. This is my favorite version of what your truest self. You kind of covered it. Like I was just going to ask, like, what the storyline was to you, but you said it's going to be covered.
And there's more. There's like a lot more. It's actually like realistically like 3 more albums that tie into this story. And I happened to, like, you saw like the very beginning of it. Like, it's like, this is actually, if you did the albums in order, like the whole story, like, this is the middle one. So like, the second album is how I got hit in the chest and why I'm laying in the middle of the field and cone. And then I want to do a short film that is kind of like in that universe. It's kind of like a blanket underneath that kind of like shows other people in there, and it kind of gives more of the lore in the background of Lavender Town and like how people access it. It's like a real place that other people have gone. So, anyways, I don't want to like spill all my beans.
But when you're saying album, you mean like a 30 to 40 minute long like collection of songs?
So the first one's 12 songs. The second one's 13 because that's like the scary rock one, like bad relationship. And then I think the third one's also like 13 or 14 maybe. And then I have a fourth one. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I'm working on it with a friend. So yeah, full-length albums, all like everything on them is me. At least the first three is like every voice, everything. Like it's like just me painstakingly spending time making music. So yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm like I always wanted to be prolific. That was like always. I loved Frank Zappa growing up. And I was like, man, that guy was putting out like 4 albums a year. I was like, I gotta be somewhere in that mix, and it's like not possible. But it's like some of it's attainable. Like a certain era of it is attainable. So yeah. But yeah. Any questions? Sorry. Steve.
I heard on the internet that the American recording artist Wade Wiseman was fighting against Kanye West. Are you that American recording
Yeah,
artist?
he actually just called me as I was walking in.
I wasn't sure.
Dude, I can honestly tell you, like, I don't know if you've listened to Donda too. So he released it like on like a product you have to buy from him, and I got a leak of it, and it's entirely a diss album, but at me and Pete Davidson. And
That is something with the arrow?
Yeah. So he might be somewhere in that mix. Actually, that happened all afterwards. It was once I started gaining them. Once he saw that I hit 800 followers on Instagram, I was like, Kanye started like harassing me. Me and Kim went and got like Boston cream pie together, and my whole life has been in shambles since. So yeah, that's what's been happening. Lord forgive me.
Sounds like a stressful week.
It's a hell of a life, let me tell you. That's a Kanye West song. That's a song. Okay. I also can't do stand-up comedy. So.
Well, any other questions for Wade?
Good.
Wade, thank you so much. It is my bedtime.